everyone and welcome to a new video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you my first ever full watercolor illustration. Well, at the end of the video you see me using some colored pencils to create some details because I had some trouble with the paper that I used, but I'm going to get to that later. First I want to talk a little bit about the reason why I did this painting. The main reason was I want to get better at watercolors and there is no other way to do so but practice. But because I don't want to sit here for hours and think about what I want to paint, I hosted a little giveaway over on my Instagram, and the person who won was allowed to choose his or her favorite character for me to paint, and as you might see, the winner chose Itachi. I will definitely do more of these giveaways in the future, so if you want to have a chance to win one of my watercolor sketches, head over to my Instagram page and keep an eye out for my posts. Not all of these are gonna be as detailed as this one though, because it's gonna be studies and they're supposed to be quick. I definitely spend way more time on this than I planned to. Anyways, now let's talk a little bit about the painting process and the difficulties I had, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't have problems with my materials. I feel like I'm complaining about my materials in every video and I hope you don't get bored, but this time it was so bad that I definitely have to mention it. So besides the fact that I'm very inexperienced when it comes to watercolors, I have a lot of problems finding the right paper. I want a paper that has a smooth texture and is also able to handle a lot of water, a lot of washes without buckling. So I got this quite expensive Hahnemühle watercolor pad because it is really thick and heavy. It has 450 GSM, whereas my normal watercolor paper usually has 300 GSM. And that's why I thought it would be perfect for the technique that I wanted to use for this piece, which was mainly wet on wet. And it definitely could handle a lot of water in terms of buckling. It really did not warp at all, so that was really good. But that's about the only positive thing I could say about this paper. The texture was just awful. Well, the texture maybe not so much, but it seemed like it had some kind of waxy layer on top of it, which made the application so difficult. And the more water I used, the more likely it would just kind of pearl off the paper. And this weird waxy layer caused another issue, and well, now that I think about it, that might be the reason for this non-absorbent layer. When the paint was dry on the paper, I could just easily reactivate it with water, like it would just lift off immediately once I touched it with a damp brush. So it seemed like the paper did not absorb the pigment at all. It kind of just stayed on top and you could actually feel it. And I know that some artists like that, but I certainly don't, because that made it nearly impossible for me to work in very wet layers. So of course the painting did not turn out the way I wanted, but that's no news, that's usually the way, and I guess I learned a lot while working on this piece. The most important lesson was that the right paper is probably more important than the paints here, which is totally the opposite to all the other mediums that I've ever used. So I'll definitely have to continue my search for the perfect paper, and if there is someone out there who's watching this video and who could recommend a good paper, then please let me know. Also, please let me know what you think of this piece. All in all, I am quite happy with it. It's definitely not perfect and I see a lot of things that could be improved, especially the moon. I had no idea how to paint a moon and I just started painting without doing any research or even looking up a reference image. So now you see why a reference image is so important. Definitely take your time to find good references before painting something you've never painted before. Anyway, so my job training is over now and I am already working on some new pieces, so I hope I can be a little bit more active here on YouTube again. Thank you to everyone for sticking around, and also thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day and I'll hopefully see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.